Namaste ji, namaste. So let us consider P. Sitharamaiah versus G. Mahalaksh Amma. Before getting into the case law, forget all of this, but that's written on the board. Consider this. Consider that you have a plot of land, and to protect it from flood water, basically, and let us say that it's near a river, and to protect it from flood water, you put in cement bags and you put in embankments on your plot of land. Now, when the flood comes, the water steadily rises, and due to you protecting your land, basically the embankment that you put, somebody else's land gets flooded. Now, you never really had any intention. All you were doing was that you were exercising your right to protect your own goddamn plot. Should you be prosecuted and should you basically be paying damages to the other person? एक LLB entrance के time पे आपने एक काम किया होगा that you must have studied about, one coaching academy is there, it's already running, or one business is running, and then the other guy just opens it right next door, and then this guy, the original guy, basically sues for damages because he's lost out on revenue. Is it justified? Think about it. Is it really justified? Is there any injury in this case? And that is pretty much the case law, right? So when you study it from your case mat, your case mat will talk about exhibits, it will talk about diagrams, it will talk about a lot of stuff. But you won't be able to understand one thing, all right? So for this purpose, there are two plots. I've created a very rough diagram. This is obviously not the accurate representation of what it must have been in the court, but this pretty much gets the job done for you to understand what this case law is about and why are we studying. So we are trying to find out the scenarios that I've just given you. This is pretty much the case law. So there are two parties. Achha, we are trying to find out what is the injury, whether there has been an injury or not. So there are two parties basically involved as usual. There will be two parties only. One party, in their plot, they put an embankment, so the red color represents the embankment. So when the water from the stream came, it actually ended up, due to this embankment, ended up flooding the other side's land. And they also tried to put in some embankment, but the water flow was too much, so then it spoiled their crops. So now, obviously, since we are studying this under torts, this is a case of recovery of damages. Ki bhai, meko paise do. Because of you, my plot has been flooded. That is one side's contention. The other side's contention is, I was just exercising my right to protect my own land. Well, why don't you do the same? As in, I'm talking to the other guy. Why don't you protect your own land as well? My intention is never, never that your plot gets flooded. My intention is that, I get saved from my own plot flooding, right? So this is basically the key crucial lines in your judgment is, flood is a common enemy against which you have a right to defend. So Judge Saab has used a number of case laws in trying to get to this point, and we don't need to quote any of them in our answers. But what we need to quote, we'll just come to that. So flood is a common enemy against which you have a right to defend. This is crucial. So you have a right to defend again your land, right? Right of an owner to protect himself from the flood is quite clear. That is also the Judge Saab said, because we cannot deny you a right to protect your own self, right? So, completely unrelated, as in I've used the word intention up till now. In fact, torts mein to zyadatar us taraf ki baat nahi hoti, but because it relates to the IPC. But completely unrelated, you can just pause this video at this stage, open up section 106 of the IPC. You will see that there is a right of private defense in which you trying to protect yourself from, let us say, a deadly assault, you risk harming an innocent person, and that very well is not an offense. A very similar concept is basically flowing here as well, right? So your right is there. We are not contesting it in law. कि जी आप अपना plot बचाइए, great. You put in the embankments, great, right? We are asking the other guy, why did you not do the same? Why didn't you put in a very strong embankment, right? So anytime that you're studying torts, especially case laws, you're going to find out the cardinal principle is, you must find the injury. The legal injury, not any chot or anything. The legal injury. Find it and you will pretty much, solve the case. Ki chal kya raha hai? You tell me, if this guy has a right here, यहाँ पे कोई लीगल इंजरी इन भैया को हुई है, डैमेज तो हुआ है. Damage is no doubt, because your crops have gotten spoiled, your plot has gotten spoiled, and then you are facing pecuniary damages. But कोई legal injury हुआ है, legally speaking. नहीं. This is a case of injuria sine damno, damno sine injuria. Damno sine injuria. डैमेज हुआ है, इंजरी नहीं हुई, पैसे मिलेंगे ना. You can't recover damages. It's as simple as that. When there is no injury, because in the case of torts, injuria sine damno में तो आएगा ना काम. Damno sine injuria में तो केस लॉ होता ही नहीं, मतलब एज इन टॉर्ट्स का केस बनता ही नहीं. Pretty much your LLB entrance याद आ रहे हैं MCQ. Now imagine they were asking you this stuff in your LLB entrance only, कि भाई तुम पहले ही वकील बन गया, right? So damno sine injuria और injury लिख दिया मैंने. Let's go Latin on this. Let's go South Delhi on this. Damno sine injuria का केस है, ठीक है जी. And one line that I have to quote from the judgment. Just give me 1 second. I've actually screenshotted the line instead of writing it on the board. Now this is the ratio. Here, just listen it. But it appears to me that once the right to protect the land from flood is ceded to the landholder, so basically the right is becoming clear that you have a right, the owner should further enjoy the power of reasonably selecting how to protect the land. I mean, you also have the power. Okay, now how are you going to protect it? Because you have the right. Now, in what manner are you exercising that right? Great, go ahead. As long as you are not intentionally stepping on somebody else's right, you are just sticking to your own plot. So therefore, no damages were given, right? So the last line of the case: in these circumstances, both the appeals fail and are dismissed with costs throughout. That's pretty much it. That's like simple case law, right? But when you read it from your case mat, you'll be like, hi Ram, Ram. What is this? So damno sine injuria ka case hai, and that's I believe great. Let's go to the Smith Baker case in next one. All right, take care.